is Joan Macpherson, and if you are a parishioner of St. Paul of the Cross, I am your business manager. And I joined the staff here in July of 2010. In a sense, my faith journey has led me here to work for the Catholic Church. I began working for the Catholic Church in 2004 at St. Nicholas Parish as their office manager, where I learned everything from the bottom to the top about the administrative things that you do for a church. To give you a little bit of my background, I was born and baptized Catholic, but I did not truly discover the Catholic Church until I met my husband Joel. My husband is the son of devout Catholic parents and one of 8 children. They live in St. Donatus, Iowa, and you literally in their backyard can see an outdoor Stations of the Cross. I met this family, I fell in love with who they were, and I just had such a wonderful insight into their faith and how it helped them get through their day-to-day lives. So I married my wonderful husband Joel, and we had a daughter named Emma. When my daughter Emma was born, my faith deepened even more, as many prayers were often said by me for Emma when she was sick or facing a time of struggle. When she was in preschool, my daughter Emma was diagnosed with a learning disability, and counselors and social workers would use words like at risk and she won't be able to go to a regular school. And all of that is fine, and I would certainly handle whatever God gave me, and I would do whatever I could for this child because I loved her so unbelievably much and still do, even though she's a 16-year-old. But I remember feeling extremely lost and saddened because something might interfere with her happiness, and that's all that mattered to me, was her happiness. So I would go for walks, and I would think and worry, and I stumbled across St. Mary's Church, and the doors happened to be open. I'm like, I haven't been to church in so long. I went inside, it was quiet, and I kneeled down, and I said a prayer for my daughter, and I immediately felt a weight being lifted off of my shoulders. And I really heard a voice say, Joan, you can handle it. You know what to do, and just do it. And from there, my faith, I was sold. I'm like, okay, I'm coming back to the Catholic Church, here and now. As a working mom, I strive to find balance between working full-time and trying to be a good mother. I also endeavored to find a support system. My husband and I I'm from Ohio, my husband from Iowa, so we didn't have the grandparents that you rely on for that little bit of support or to babysit or to help you out. So I also found a support system in the Catholic Church that really became invaluable to me. I always knew in my heart that it would take more than just me and my husband to raise my daughter. So by the time my daughter was ready to start kindergarten, we decided to choose a Catholic school. I was glad my husband was such a good Catholic. I felt like he was my ticket in. The environment was that of kindness, respect, and acceptance. I began to see so much value in being a part of a strong faith community. I continued to find strength and a place to belong as I began to volunteer for my church and my daughter's school. The pastor of our church, Father Oldershaw at the time, either sensed that I had leadership abilities, or I was a hard worker, or that I would not dare say no to the pastor. He asked me to lead the Parents Association, and I was honored to be asked. I did this for 3 years and absolutely loved it. Taking on a leadership role taught me so much, and I was in awe of the respect that the parents showed each other during our meetings, even when we disagreed. We stayed true to the teachings of Christ and worked in the spirit of Christ. When an opportunity came for me to go professional, to actually work for the church and earn a living, I jumped on it. I was very excited and happy to do it. I had a chance to be the office manager at St. Nicholas Church, so I learned all the mechanics of running the administrative side of the church. I would go in early and stay late. I'd work weekends and holidays. I learned so much. I worked hard. Oops, wrong order. This experience allowed me to discern my gifts and to deepen my relationship with Christ. It was more than just a job to me. It isn't hard to be dedicated when you really believe in what you are doing. I have been so fortunate to be given this opportunity at St. Paul of the Cross to combine my business knowledge with my administrative experience. Being a business manager means you get to wear many hats. The work is always interesting and always changing, and there is always an opportunity to help someone. More importantly, as you work, make decisions, and feel all the different pressures of running a large parish, you send an email, and before you send it, you sign it, "God bless you," or "in peace." That's completely different from what you would experience in the corporate world, and something I value really greatly. The bottom line is not as important as your concern for one another. An example of when I felt the Spirit of Christ here as an employee of St. Paul of the Cross is when we began to work on our annual report. Every November, churches are required to send out an annual report to registered parishioners. The report customarily states church finances while highlighting events and accomplishments throughout the year. Our pastor, Father Brito, wanted to do the annual report differently than had been done in the past. He wanted to put together a 16-page color report highlighting the year and featuring our many, many ministries. Staff members were told to submit 2 pages of copy. The copy should include financials, pictures, and highlights, just a few things, of the year, as well as descriptions of their programs. And you had 2 weeks to do it. My heart did become troubled. I was the point person for this project. The annual report is the business manager's responsibility. I was still the new kid on the block. I knew from my many different work experiences what could happen to people when there are deadlines and you are relying heavily on one another to create. I think we have all been in work environments that become mean in order to make a deadline and achieve great results. I did not want to be a part of anything like that and hoped that I could bring a gentle, Christ-filled spirit to this endeavor and still achieve results. I humbly asked Father Brito if Judy, our bulletin editor, could do the layout. I found my coworkers so willing to work so hard and to cooperate. And I had asked for patience, and I received patience. On more than one occasion, I'd say, "Judy, I'll get it to you tomorrow." Tomorrow actually turned into next week. 3 o'clock turned into 6 o'clock, and everyone stepped up to the plate and did everything that they were asked. And I truly felt the Spirit of Christ. Once the annual report was completed, we were confident that it was comprehensive as it could be. It could not have been without everyone's cooperation. We had no problem filling 16 pages. We shared our gifts, trusted in one another. The report exemplifies the gifts we have at St. Paul of the Cross and the talents that we share. And I have 200 copies of this in the parish office if you want one. One of the things that sets working for the church apart from other jobs is that most of the people that work for the church also attend the church. There is a way that you treat each other in the church that is truly inspiring and motivating, and I believe it is the best way to achieve results. One of my favorite parables is the parable of the talents. However, it did take a little personal growth on my part to completely understand the parable. At first, I didn't understand. I remember thinking, why is that master being so mean to that servant that buried his talent? I think that little guy was just scared. I felt kind of sorry for him. But now I realize that true happiness comes from serving others, and that is what our talent is. God wants us to succeed, and we succeed when we trust ourselves and when we think the best of each other. Thank you.
May have questions?
Yes.
Joan, you never even mentioned the website, and what a great job you've done with that.
That was definitely an endeavor, but the annual report was a collaboration of about, I'd say maybe 8 or 10 different ministries, and it was just unbelievable. But yeah, I was happy to have the opportunity to work on the website as well.
The concept of the annual report, it has so much more depth than just merely financial statements. And where did that concept come from?
The concept of the annual report?
Yeah, where the depth of the various ministries, in other words, you're not just giving the numbers of it, but you're giving a person, a reader, a chance to understand what this ministry does and what it's about. And
Well, you're trying to highlight what you've done in the past year, and that includes the finances as well as what the ministries have been up to. And so some are specific highlights about what some of the things that ministries have accomplished, and some are just descriptions of here's what we do with the generous stewardship that you provide us.
where did that direction come from
The
to
dir-
do it this way?
You mean from Father Brito?
Was it from Father
Yes.
Brito, or is that something you brought? Or-
Well, Father Brito brought this, and I helped with our staff to make it a reality.
Well, it's a
Yes,
beautiful
yes.
report.
Thank
you
you.
very
Thanks.
much.
All right.
We're very lucky to
Oh.
have you.
Yes.
How has your darling daughter progressed?
Well, she's 16 years old, and she is at Regina Dominican High School. And I don't brag, but she is an honor student, and so, and is going to be going to Italy in the spring. And that's my life work. So thank you, yes.
I love your interpretation of that parable because I always found it really puzzling too.
Yeah.
A little hard on them.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, personal growth.
Right.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, thank you. Thanks.